It was through just from it being around, really. I mean, you know, being on the radio in the car, or, and my parents. My mom was a singer for a while. She was when she was young. She was in an all-girl group. They didn't make any records, so. But her whole side of the family was all professional musicians who had other jobs to make money, like installing signs and teaching school and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. So. What kind of all-girl group? Was it like a Supremes group? Or?
Yeah, it was like that. It was like my mom was the main singer, and there were 3 other women that did harmonies, you know. Yeah, it was along the lines of the Supremes or something, you know.
Did she sing a lot at home, and did you kind of sing with her?
Well, yeah. Singing wasn't really my first thing. She was a good singer. My grandmother was a really good singer. For me, it's only in the last, year that I feel like I have any control over my voice. You know? Some people, it just comes really naturally to them. They just sing on key all the time, and they don't seem to have to try, you know.
You're not like that?
Well, I've been touring so much in the last several years that I can't help but get a little more familiarity with it. But I can't wake up first thing in the morning and sing like a bird, you know. I have to wait until 10 or 11 at night and have a few beers and relax.
They asked me to come down and watch the parade. Won't you follow me down to the Rose Parade?
At first there weren't even any lyrics. I didn't really care at first about that part. I just liked chord changes. So there might be a melody, maybe not. It might just be like a chord change, and usually the more it transitions and changes in it, the better I liked it. It would be just this totally linear, non-repeating thing that didn't even sound like a song. Then when I started to make up lyrics, at first they were, like bad high school poetry about, complaining about all the emphasis on money and power, and that, how people don't care about creativity, or, all the guys on the bus in suits, and, everybody's got the same overcoat, and everybody looks the same. I had green hair, and I just couldn't understand why everybody shopped in the same stores and worked at the bank, and it just seemed totally boring. And when I started to like lyrics, I really liked Blood on the Tracks, or even like Highway 61, or I like the lyrics to Strawberry Fields also, sort of more real serious, I guess it's when it seems like the singer is making pretensions to poetry instead of just writing a song, then it's harder for me to really like it.
Are you scared of that? And do you think of that when you write your own lyrics?
I wouldn't want to come across as pretentious, but I can't really control that, And I try and be artful, if possible, or at least imaginative. And I hope it doesn't come across as pretentious, but if it does, I can't do anything about it. None of my friends think I'm pretentious. I don't feel pretentious, but I like for things to be artful, but I don't make up words that could be taken out of the music and still stand up, really, They're meant to be connected to the context that they're in, which is a bunch of notes and rhythms. And they're not, I wouldn't take them to a poetry night and read them or anything, you know.
Were you a sporty type, or the sitting at home reading type kind of a child?
I like to play soccer and stuff, you know. And I liked music a lot, and I liked being outside a lot, you know, like most kids do. And yeah, I took piano lessons for a year when I was 10. And yeah, music was my favorite thing. And, you know, being a Cub Scout was my least favorite thing.
Were you a Cub Scout?
Briefly, yes. I played soccer for a few years when I was really little, and then I got pulled out of that to be a Cub Scout, you know. It's a real drag.
Were you pulled out by your mother or what?
Oh, by my stepdad, you know. They saw some, you know, even back then, like, TV, you know, would do these bogus programs that just alarmist programs that scare people, like salt is going to kill you, or, you know, sports are bad for young children, you know. So I think they saw some program that said it was bad for bones of children, and, you know, it's just total bunch of garbage, you know. But I don't know what their reasons really were, but that's what they said. Oh, it's not good for you to but it's good for you to be a Cub Scout and wear a uniform and march around and learn how to tie knots.
Throwing candy out to the crowd.
Nästan tro på dig själv, säger han.
I mean, it's not gonna mold me, but it's coming close. Yeah, it's you know, if enough people keep telling you you're some way, eventually you kind of wonder if they're right.
But have you thought about that, constantly being, you know, kind of described as, you know, depressed and sullen and quiet? Can that affect the person?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's, in fact, recently it's been getting to me quite a bit, to the point where I really dread interviews, even though this one is fine. But yeah, you know, nobody wants somebody telling them over and over again that they're dark or depressed just because the music they're playing at the moment is not as you know, up and at it as what's on the radio, you know.
Got a foot in the door. God knows what for, and he'll come.